There you go. Side control. All right, so we're continuing our work in side control. This week we're obviously going to go to the underside of it, because not always are we going to be in the best positions, always dominating our enemies. Occasionally we make mistakes and we end up in places like this. So a couple things we want to do in the immediate, because you're going to get into side control, and first thing you have to do is resist the urge to just hug and hold here. A lot of white belts end up in this, and they end themselves up in a lot of trouble just kind of posting and just trying to roll and hug here, because you're not going to get anywhere meaningful by doing this. So a couple things you want to do in the immediate. One, if you're flat, this is in 99% of jiu-jitsu, you're wrong. At no point have I ever started a move by going, hey, Rel, I need you to get completely flat on your back and then do this, right? It's not generally how any of this works. So you want to get to your side, and in life and in jiu-jitsu, you want to face your problems. So I'm here, I'm going to post, I'm going to shrimp, and I'm going to start turning into him. Dropping this elbow in and getting this hand to the hip. I'm not really trying to grab anything, I'm just trying to create a frame, create a little bit of distance here. My other hand is going to come in front of the face. If you want, you can grab some collar here or grab some top cloth here. You don't technically need this, right? Boom. And all we're going to look to do is I'm going to post my outside foot, not the foot near him, outside. I'm going to post that foot in and I'm going to bridge up into him. Now, because James likes to be in top side control, he's going to look to drive back into me. As soon as he looks to drive back in, I'm going to drop that bottom knee right into his hip pocket. So we're here, boom, I don't like what's happening, boom, I post myself up, I drop that foot in. Gives my shin a little bit of space to move and manipulate. That's going to be how I create my space and I get my frames in to be more effective. On that side, frames in. Now, once we're here, I'm not looking to bench press him off of me. I'm just looking to create enough space that this foot can insert to the inside of his knee as a butterfly hook. As I do that, I'm going to look to pull him in and sit myself into butterfly. Very simple regard. Julian, how easy is it?
Easy.
Easy, right?
Even I can.
No.
That's how easy.
But it's not that easy. But no, it's simple. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. They're going to be doing unfriendly things to you. But principle is very simple, right? So I'm here, I bump, I get my frames in, right? I bump real big, boom, drop that hook in. Using that frame to create in. Because James is going to realize this and he's going to start trying to walk around. He's going to start trying to drive into me. That's great. I use this to create my space. That allows me to insert this foot as a hook, pull myself through. All right. Questions on this? I'm going to walk through it a few more times. But fairly simple process, depending on what they're up to. All right. We're here with James. Boom. Bump my hips, get my frames in. Bump my hips, get to my side, get that leg inserted. Turn my leg in. Spin my way back. Questions on that? Alright, we'll put y'all fuck it up for a few minutes. 1, 2, 3. So, I'm here with Mr. Hackett. We get side control, boom, good things are happening, right? I get my frames in, I post, I get this leg in, right? Now, a couple details that I saw was missing. One, you want to insert this leg underneath this frame. Saw a couple of you that were doing this earlier where you were trying to insert over the top of it. Realize this frame being in his hip is what gives us the space we need to generate to be able to do this move. All right? So that's kind of key detail number 1. And 2, making sure that we're looking for some sort of attack as we come back in here. I like coming right to that shoulder crunch series that we've worked in Butterfly Guard, what, a month and a half ago? Coming right into something. But make sure you're not just trying to re-guard quickly. You got to come back and threaten them just that wee bit, just to make things uncomfortable. So we're here. Now, let's say we frame, we get here. I try to get that in and it's just not working, right? I can't get that knee just quite in. He's just got that heavy pressure. He's not really going anywhere, but I can't get that pressure out. That's great. Now we're going to drag his ankle into a half guard. This outside foot. I'm gonna drop my bottom leg in. I'm gonna try to drive my knee in as high as I can. My top leg, I'm gonna look to scoot over, and I'm looking to find an ankle. As soon as I do that, I'm gonna look to drag that ankle in and pull him into half guard. Here, framing, getting myself squared back into him. So we're here. Boom. I go to frame. Boom. I just can't get that leg in. Boom. I drive this knee up. Look to scoop this ankle. All you're looking to do is catch that ankle just enough, right? Because James starts to feel a little bit of discomfort on his knee here, right? I'm starting to drag that knee in a direction it doesn't like. Boom. Sometimes you give it a little bit of a helping hand with your bottom hand. Sometimes it's just shrimping your hips and getting yourself back in front. But once you do, once again, this leg goes straight into the hip pocket. Use that to frame and create some distance here. Boom. We're here. Boom, I don't like what's happening. Boom, I can't get it in. Boom, drag here. Drag that ankle back. All right. Questions on this one?
Can you do it again on this side?
Other than do it again.
I want to see it again, so I have a question.
Okay. So we're here. I get my frames, I try to create that distance, and I just can't, right? Drive that knee up. Look for that ankle. Drag that ankle back. Push the knee.
I see it. I didn't know what that other leg was.
Yeah, the big thing is dragging that leg back as far as you can.
What your hands are doing?
Creating space. Yeah, it's just big thing here is keeping solid frames and keeping him in front of you so that he doesn't try to come north south. So if I'm here, what a lot of guys will start to do if I get real good, great frames here and I start coming ankles, James will start to do it, he'll come here and start coming north south, which not a huge problem. You can do the Houdini escape that we've worked before and some other options. But obviously you want to keep your problems in front of you as much as you can. All right.
Are you shrimping away to get that knee in?
Yes, so when I'm here, with James sitting up, just so you guys are kind of seeing it, boom, I drag this here. I'm dragging this out and shrimping myself away. That way I can get myself back in front of him. Because even if you don't get fully back to like half guard, your goal is to create some space and maybe induce a scramble. Generally, I'm not a big like, hey, just induce the scramble and hope for the best guy. But sometimes if from dominant positions, that is your best option. Scramble, create a little space, get yourself back, him back in front of you. Even if it's open guard, it's better than side control most days. Other questions here? Uno más. James, doing unfriendly things. Three, it's not working, right? Boom. I grab the ankle, scoop it back, get myself back in front.
Okay. What are your feet doing once you cleared the layer? Once you're there, are your praying feet or just keep them together?
Yeah, I pray. When I'm in half guard there, I'm always praying.
Okay.
So what she's asking is where my feet. Boom. I'm always just gonna pray, and I like my knee right about your belly button.
Okay.
Big reason is gives me a variety of options, but it's hard for him to smash this out. So what happens to a lot of people is they'll go like true felt and they get smashed out, or they go way too high, like almost like they're trying to drive it through their solar plexus, try to drive it straight. And so what guys will do is push it out and smash this way. I like to just kind of keep a middle ground. I'm trying to put it right on his belly button. Because if he tries to smash it down, I have a good base. If he tries to drag it, kind of push out, I have a good pull in. It just gives me a good middle ground. The feet being uncrossed just allows a lot more mobility and options.
If you only end up doing quarter guard from that,
Great, work from there.
well, it's like you basically just turn that into an off fight, not just
Yes.
sit on it and into an off fight.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what he's asking, boom, I grab my frames, I grab here, and I end up with not half guard, right? But I end up with some frames and everything here. And what he's asking is, can I come up and start coming into dogfight? Absolutely. Definitely a viable option for those of you, especially if you have any sort of a wrestling background. It can be a great option. All right. 1, 2, right. Here's Mr. Hackett. Things are going well for me. Boom, I get my frames in, right? boom, let's say I can bridge, and I get here and I hit a really nice bridge, and for whatever reason, James just either isn't ready for it, or I'm just really handsome and really strong, which is generally the case, right? So boom, I frame, I get him up here. Instead of inserting our leg low here, I'm gonna insert my knee right in that armpit. As I do that, I'm gonna look to swing my top leg. Up here. Once I'm there, I already have my elbow right where I need on the hand. Follow it down. Pinch the knees for the en bas. This is a real snappy arm bar. Nice part is, if you hit it well, not a ton they can do to stop it. A lot of the times I finish it from underneath. Very simple, few key details, right? One, when I'm here with James, when I bridge and pop here, my knee is not going low, it's trying to come right through this armpit. So I'm here, here. As I do that, see how my leg swings out and around? I have to get the pit of his neck into the pit of my knee. Here. And I have to pinch. As soon as that leg lands, you're looking to hammer your heels, that heel down where his hand would be able to post. So I'm looking to hammer his heel right in this direction. So I'm here. Because guess what? I have his arm trapped, so he can't post. Makes it really hard to defend. Once I'm there, pinch the knees, finish the arm bar as per usual. Now, sometimes you'll be able to finish it from underneath. So like for me, what I'm generally able to do, boom, I pop here, I finish it from underneath. But if you don't feel confident finishing here, boom, all you have to do, hammer that heel down, break the arm, walk away, be better looking than well. All right. Questions on this one? Getting that hip pop and then the explosion up will take a second because you're bridging, pop, and then swinging that hip. That is going to feel clunky for a second. Get your reps in on that section of it, if nothing else. Because this section, the finishing the armbar section, most of you are intelligent enough to figure out if your name's not Devin. So, but the body mechanics of getting up to it, that's going to take a second. All right? So you're here, you bridge up, hit that frame, pop, bop. You have to hunt this with your hips. If you leave your hips flat on the mat, if I'm here and I'm just like, oh, I can insert and hope for the best, it's not going to work. You have to hunt this with your hips. You have to explode and get up there and get it. Okay?
So is it a big bridge and then you
Yep.
shoot it real quick?
So, boom, I'm here. I bridge and frame. And instead of inserting low and trying to create that space, I'm going boom. Right up forward.
You're pushing up as you're pushing.
Yes, I'm trying to create that space, both hands really. But I'm hitting that bridge and hitting that frame to create as much space as I can to slip that knee in as he comes back down. Does that make sense? Okay. Other questions on this? Dosa.
If when you trying to go to the kids, kind of pull out his arm, but it's still dropping like that, you're still able to.
Yeah, if he's savvy, he might start to drop his elbow out of this, which is fine. Because if I'm here, boom, I just go to come here and he drops this elbow that little bit, boom. I'll still attack that. Boom, climb the rope, come up, do something, You start to have options at that point.
Yeah.
Getting out of side control being numero uno of what we're trying to do here. How you get out, not always as big of an issue as long as you don't land yourself in more trouble. Getting out is sometimes just the key. So yeah, you may not be able to hit the picture perfect bottom side armbar, but if you can hit the sweep, take top, and get out of side.
You get points for that?
2, then 3 generally, depending on how you land. If you take side, depending on if it's a sides tournament or a passing tournament, you'll get at least 2, generally 2, then 3. If you take mount, 2, then 4. So, Can be a nice point score as well. Obviously, don't give up side control to try this shit, but that's the general set. Other questions? One more time. Here. James is trying to be unfriendly to me. I'm like, man, I really don't appreciate that. I can just go for an arm bar though. And remember guys, always wrist lock because trust no one. All right, 1, 2, 3.